Hey guys, good morning. Johnny with TrueBoard. So today we're going to take you guys through a brisket cook. Leon and I are we're gonna do brisket. We're going to talk about why I trim. Some people say you should, you shouldn't, but this is why I like to do it. And trust me, I'm not a barbecue professional. I'm a backyard guy. I got a really cool cutting board, so I wanted to show off what we're doing and how we're doing it. So here we go. I got this at Costco. It's a Mishima Wagyu brisket. It's smaller. This is just under 10 pounds, so when I trim it, it'll probably be just under 8. Get the cook time down a little bit so we can try to get this ready for dinner tonight. So we'll get going on this guy. All right. I'm gonna put this in my Drip Easy bin. And then get some rubs. So I was very fortunate to hook up with a couple guys that have sent me a bunch of rubs. So Darian Khosravi from Cosmos Q, his folks reached out to me and they sent me a whole box of stuff. So today I'm going to use 2 of his rubs on this brisket. I'm going to use the what am I using? The double pepper cow cover. All right, and his SPG, which is just salt, pepper, garlic. On top of that, there's another guy, Rick Manzi, from Anonymous Q, that's Disruption. They're out in Connecticut, I believe. He sent me a bunch of stuff. Great guy, I had a conversation with him on the phone. I'm going to use his shadow bark on top. It's going to help with my bark. It's a lot of, it's got some charcoal in there, but it's I can't read it without my glasses, but it's salt and garlic and pepper, but it's very dark, so this is going to help with my my bark. So I'm going to use these 3 on my brisket, and then later we'll do some beef back ribs, and I'm going to use a couple of different ones for that. We'll go through. So to Cosmo, thank you very much. We'll see how this works out with this brisket. See how the bark looks once we get ready for wrap, and we'll take you guys through that when I get the fire going and get this thing on. But I'm going to get it all into my tub. Move these guys over here. I'm going to do a little yellow mustard binder on here. These Drip Easy tubs are great because I used to get rub all over the counter, and now it's contained in this lovely tub. I can let this sit overnight if I were doing that. So let's start with some SPG. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? Turn this over, because this is going to be the top. This is the bottom. This is just for binder. You're not going to have any of this flavor. Just helps the rub adhere. All right. A little SPG. All right. So you want to be generous with your rubs. Now I understand why these guys go through so much of this stuff, because you end up using a lot of rub on one brisket. What are we doing here? We're doing the cow cover. All right, so that is his double pepper cow cover. And get the edges. All right, and then the last one is Disruption Shadow Bark. You can see this adds a nice dark. Gonna help with my bark. It's all about the bark, baby. All about the bark. for the SPG. This stuff's great. I use this almost every day. Just salt, pepper, garlic, eggs. I'm pretty much carnivore, so I have steak and eggs every morning for breakfast. All right, I'm gonna let this sit for a minute. Get it covered up, and I'm gonna go light the fire. Let's get this smoker going. All right, so I gotta get the smoker going. I just recently picked this up. I've done a few cooks on it now. Henry Padilla out in San Bernardino. Thank you, brother. This thing's amazing. I've got it pretty much dialed in, but it's always a little tweaks here and there. But one of the guys that we're working with, one of the companies, I met these guys out in Kansas City. Derek Taylor out in Wisconsin with Smoky Woods, and his dad, Jim. I've had a lot of conversations. Jim, thank you. Picked up a bunch of your stuff. I'm still waiting for that to come in the mail. No worries, but I wanted to get up to Ace Hardware. You can get Smoky Woods in most of your Ace Hardwares. I did yesterday, so I'm gonna get all this Smoky Woods going. I got some charcoal in there. I got a new basket for my firebox, and hopefully I can keep this thing going about every 2.5, 3 hours without a whole lot of management. So here we go. We're working with oak stick today. This is for my flavor. And I got a bunch of charcoal in there. Try to keep my fire under control. We'll get this thing going. First, how I like to do it. Open. Yeah, what do you think? Got my True Board sign on there. That's pretty cool. I had to do a little bit of work on my Raise It Up. I think that looks pretty badass. All right, so I'm gonna try to get this up to around 225, 250. I wanna maintain it around 250-ish, probably 225, 250. And it's gonna take about 20, 30 minutes to get there. All right, I'm gonna go trim up my fat. All right, so I am gonna trim up the fat that I trimmed off of that brisket, and I wanna separate all the red because I wanna save that. And then I'm gonna render down the fat. All right, where are we at? Ooh, I'm about ready. Yeah, we're at what, 225 now? 240, let's put that puppy on there. All right, let's get this brisket on my smoker. Ooh, little stang. Okay. All right. And I got the tallow. So I'm gonna do beef ribs later, so I'm gonna put those on the top rack. Get that right there. I got a couple drip pans in there. So some people say if you put the thicker side of your brisket towards the fire, because the flat will cook faster. So it's a little bit hotter on this side as it travels across. We'll get that closed up. See if we can maintain this at about 225, between 225 and 250. Hey guys, so I currently use my thermometer from Meter, and it's pretty cool because I set it up on my phone. I just go in here and I want to do a cook. I'll do a setup. I'm going to do beef, and it gives me a choice for brisket, roast, brisket, and then we go to smoker. And it tells me I want to get it to 203. I say start cook. Okay, and it gives me an internal temperature of where it's at right now. This is my target. This is what my ambient is. And then it gives you an estimated cooking time. So this is pretty cool because I can follow this throughout the day and I know exactly where I'm at in terms of temperature. So thank you, Meter. You guys are pretty badass. Oh yeah. Let's crank that down a little bit. Okay. So, brisket wrap. This is kind of tricky. I'm going to put a piece of tinfoil down on my outdoor kitchen top so I don't get grease everywhere. And then got my butcher paper. And I'm going to give it a spritz. And this helps it be a little bit more pliable. Okay. Get my gloves on. So this is the fun part. Woo. Oh yeah. That looks pretty good. Let's see. Like this. Okay. Remember that tallow that we were rendering down? Look at that. I'm just going to put a little bit of that in there. Close back up. All right, now I don't want this to leak everywhere. So I'll make sure this thing's wrapped up pretty tight. This is always the tricky part. Because part of me doesn't want to get my grease everywhere. That looks like it's wrapped pretty tight. And I want to remember this is the top, so I don't want to change that. So I'm putting that back on. Somebody might say that's not a good wrap. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't, I don't know. But we'll know when I get this thing out of here. All right, going back on the smoker. Right there, baby. Wrap them. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do. Getting there.
194.
Getting there. All right, guys, a moment of truth. This thing has hit about 204. The brisket, and I am going to pull it off and we'll let it rest. But I'm going to check it to see it's tender. should be. Okay, so I'm just gonna check it, see what it looks like, and we're gonna let this rest. See how that bark looks. Oh. Oh. You see that? Oh man. There we go. Oh, got a little wiggle wiggle. Got a little wiggle wiggle. That's a 207. Hopefully it's not too overdone. Flat's gonna be a lot hotter. All right, I'm gonna keep this wrap. I'm gonna put it in my Drip Easy bag. All right, so it's gonna sit in here. Thank you, Drip Easy. And this puppy's gonna rest. Let it rest for about an hour, hour and a half. So it's almost 4:30. We put that on at what? 10:30? 6-hour cook at about 225. So this might have been well under 8 pounds, maybe closer to 7 pounds. It looks pretty good. Bark looks good. We'll see how it tastes. All right, I'm happy with that. Now, let's open this up. This morning, pull out my meter probe. I'm going to slide this bad boy out of here. Now this was an under 10-pound brisket, small, Mishima Wagyu. Dump that back on the tub. Right. Let's see what we got. So it looks a little jiggly. It's looks a little bit tough on the edge, which is to be expected. I'm gonna cut this thing in half from the point to flat. Right about her. I didn't get my big brisket knife out, but that's okay. Let's see what we got. Ooh. It looks pretty juicy. Feels pretty good. Kinda dig it. Feels a little firm. Just under on the bottom, just around the edge. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna turn this on the side. Take one.
Oh really?
Piece. I'm not gonna cut too thick, too thin. We're gonna see if this holds up. All right, it's got a little bit of it's holding on. So do a little test. Pulling apart. On.
Good boy, Doc. Good boy.
Let's see.
Good boy. Good boy. Boy.
Not one of my best briskets, but dang it, this is pretty darn That's pretty good. Bark looks pretty good. It's got a nice jiggle to it. It's super tender. It's definitely juicy. I don't know. What do you guys think? I'm gonna let them think. They'll decide.
Hello, Daddy.
Let's see. It's a thin slice. How's this hold up? Yeah. Pretty good. You know what? This has been off for 2 hours. It's burning my finger. It's hot.
Juice. Look at the juice.
Look at the juice. Oh, look at that.
Get it, Duffy. Get it, Duffy.
Man. Looks terrible.
Horrible.
Wait,
Guys. All right, everybody. Oh, yeah. All right. There you go.
4 points. I think 15.
Look at that meat. My God, it's amazing. Raise it up. Woo.